Hey guys, this is McLaughlin here with HotOffTheDesk.com, and I just wanted to bring you a tool that I'm using in my classroom this week with division. Division is such a hard concept for kids to understand because we're taking something concrete and we're changing it into something very abstract. And as my kids are fifth graders, some of them unfortunately have never even seen the concrete way to divide. So this week we're going to use this tool in stations and whole group, and we're going to really break down the division process. So I'm going to show you how to use this tool in case you would like to use it in your classroom too. So the vocabulary you can see is listed at the top: divisor, quotient, and dividend. This just helps kind of cement the vocabulary for the kids so that the arrows are there. They know that the 4 is the divisor, 232 is my dividend, and my answer, which is my quotient, goes to the top. At the bottom, it says, look at your dividend. How many cubes will you need to separate into groups? So we look at our dividend, we got 232. So I have 2 hundreds blocks, 3 tens blocks, and 2 ones cubes. Okay, then at the top right over here, we've got, it says, look at your divisor. How many groups will you need to create? Well, my divisor is 4. So out of 232, I'm gonna be separating that into 4 groups. So you can see that I've went ahead and circled 1, 2, 3, and 4 because that's how many groups that I'm going to need to create. So when I show my kids step-by-step math, I like to use different colors. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the dark blue. So I would tell my kids, I'm going to start with my divisor, and I have to figure out how many times 4 can go into 2. But 2 is in the hundreds place. So really, I'm saying, how many groups of 4 can I create out of 2 hundredths? Well, I only have 2 of them, so I can't create any groups. So I put my 0 at the top because, like in my model up here, 4 cannot go into 2. So I go ahead and do the math. 0 times 4 is 0, and I subtract. I have 2, and I bring down my 3. So now I'm working with the number 23, which is, I'm working now with the tens place. So still keeping with the same color, I'm going to go ahead and show them. So now that we're working with the tens place, I have 2 hundreds, and I wasn't able to create those 4 groups. So I'm going to take those hundreds blocks, and I'm going to exchange them for tens blocks. And I know that there are 10 tens blocks for each 100. So when you see an X, you know that we've exchanged. So I'm going to go ahead and draw those 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I'll do that on here, 10. So I have 10. Now I have one more to exchange. So I'm going to go ahead, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I should have 23 at the bottom. So in my blue, I have a group of 10, another group of 10, and then 3. So I have 23 tens blocks. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and change colors because I'm starting on a new step. So I'll just go ahead and go with red. Now I'm looking, how many times can 4 go into 23? Or when I'm looking at my model, I have 23 tens. How many groups of 4 can I create? So I'm going to go ahead and clump them in groups of 10. Excuse me, groups of 4. So this is one group. So I'm going to go ahead and in each group, I can put 1 tens block. Okay. So I've created another group of 4, so I can go ahead and share those to each group. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to share those equally with each group. Okay. I did one too many. So I'm going to go ahead and share them with each group. So it looks like I was only able to create 5 groups of 4, and I have 3 left over. Okay, so I have 3 left over, and I can just underline those or make those stand out. So let's go ahead and work on our model. We're really just representing that step that we just did down here with our model. So as I go up here, I was able to create 5 groups of 4. 5 times 4 is 20, which also tells me that I should have 20 over here. 5, 10, 15, 20, and I do. So now I'm going to subtract, and I have 3 tens blocks left over. 1, 2, 3. So everything's working out so far. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to trade my red for my green because I'm working on a new step. Well, I'm going to go ahead and bring this down with the red. So now my next step, 4 into 32. Well, 2 is in my ones place, so now I'm going to be working with my ones blocks. I'm going to take these left over and I'm going to exchange them for 10 ones blocks. So I'm going to go ahead and cross it off. 10. And then I'm going to exchange my last one. Okay, so this is telling me I need 32 ones blocks. So 10, 20, 30, 31, 32, which I have. So now I need to see how many times can 4 go into 32? Or how many groups of 4 can I get out of these 32 blocks? So I'm going to go ahead and break those into groups of 4. So I have 1 group of 4. And I'm going to represent in that in my groups over here. 2 groups of 4. 3. I'm at 4 groups of 4. I just added 2 more groups. And then 2 more groups. Okay, so I was able to create 8 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 groups of 4 out of my 32 ones. So I'm going to go ahead and show that in my division model up top. And 8 times 4 is 32. And I have no remainders. I don't have any ones left over. So when I go over here, each group that I was able to create has 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58. So I have 4 groups of 58. So this is just a really easy way to show your kids division using models. Okay, and I will give them the actual manipulatives. That way they can break them apart and move them around and separate them into groups. So I plan to take this place mat, laminate it, and put it in my stations. Let the kids use it with expo markers. That way they can erase real easily, and it's something that can be used all the time. So check it out on Teachers Pay Teachers at hotoffthedesk.com, or on Facebook. Go ahead and look at my store, and it'll take you to this placemat as well. Okay, I hope you have a great week in division, just like we will have this week. And feel free to check out any other resources that I have. Thanks.